Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you gotta do is push the back button. That's all you gotta do. Push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much, so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
What's up? What's up? Thursday night. You know what time it is. It's your boy, Coach Lee. Welcome to the Versus Show. Every Thursday night where we take a in-depth look as far as last week we did Mahomes versus Brady. This week, got a nice one for y'all. This week, we actually have one of my favorites, the Bulls versus the Rockets. And in particularly, we're talking about the time frame when the Rockets won, I think it was the 94-95 championship when Jordan was on his brief retirement. For those of you who are familiar with the Rockets, that is the Clutch City period of time where they went out there and they won back-to-back championships. So we're going to take a look at a couple of things. Actually, obviously it's all hypothetical, but chime in. Audience participation is greatly appreciated. But let's jump right into this, folks. So the initial thoughts are, people that know myself, I grew up a Michael Jordan fan. My dorm room, Jordan posters all over the place. That was my dude. So I grew up watching. But having gone to schools, extremely surrounded by people from San Antonio and Houston, I got inundated with Houston basketball. So that's why I'm familiar with the Clutch City concept. Already off the bat. I see you, Coach Hill. Welcome, welcome. So those of you who may not know, you probably have some youngsters on here, whoever the case may be. During that time frame, the Bulls, they finally got over the hump. They finally, got past the Pistons, got past the Celtics, and they won their first three-peat. Jordan took off. Rockets stepped onto the scene, and they were led by the Dream, Hakeem Olajuwon. So, initial thoughts are, being a Bulls fan growing up, I'll pick the Bulls. But as I got older, I'm being able to look at stuff, take a little bit more things into account to help me get to my final conclusion, which we're going to share at the end of the show. See all that. Look at that. Yep. So take a look at the accolades. So what I mean by that is, if you're looking at the teams and you're doing I'm going to take the Bulls, the last three-peat team, which was in 93, versus the Rockets' first championship team, which was in 94. So by that time frame, I say Jordan was Jordan. He was in his prime, and and that was running the NBA. So during that time frame, the Bulls in 93, they had a 57-25 record. The Rockets had a 58-24 record. So not much, it's only a game difference, understandable. But during that time frame, the Bulls winning streak for the 93 championship season, they had the longest winning streak was 7 games. For the Rockets, it was 15. Pretty impressive. You had 2 great Hall of Fame players. They were great NCAA players. They became great NBA players, and ultimately, again, went on to be Hall of Famers. Now, during the 93 Bulls season, Jordan won the Finals MVP. He was All NBA first team. Scottie Pippen was all NBA third team. Now this is key. All defensive first team was Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Our defensive second team with Horace Grant. So it's a stout team at that point. The 94 Rockets team, now this is pretty impressive. Olajuwon got the season MVP, the finals MVP, and the season defensive player of the year. Got a three. He got a three. He was all NBA first team, all defensive first team. So he was a whole team. Well, let's not get hung up on that. So that was, if you're looking at them head to head, that's where we at right now. Now, if you look at it more in depth, if you look at the Rockets 93 through 94 season, no, they're their starting five. It was okay. It was okay. The starting five was going to be it consists of, if I'm not mistaken, you had Olajuwon, you had I think Vernon Maxwell was in there. Otis Thorpe was the center, and the likes like that. But off the bench, you had Sam Cassell, you had Mario Elie, you had and Robert Horry, Big Shot Bob. So they were pretty deep from the bench standpoint. Olajuwon ran in, everything ran through him, but they had a great supporting cast. Now, if you look at the 93-94 Bulls, granted, Jordan wasn't there at that point in time. That's when he had just took off. That team, you had the likes of B.J. Armstrong, Bill Cartwright was still there. Again, Horace Grant was still there. Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc, Luke Longley, Paxson, Purdue. They was deep on the bench. Scottie Pippen, Bill Winnington, Scott Williams. Deep on the bench. All the way around. So that's your 93 and 94 comparison. Now, you go to the 94 season, wasn't too much of a difference as far as, the supporting cast. Now, some people probably say, again, no, it's Joey Goat. He going to do what he does, right? But according to Scott Brooks, who's a current, I believe he's the head coach for the Wizards right now. He actually played on that team with Olajuwon. And according to him, he feels like that it would have beaten the Rockets if the two teams had played each other in the 94 finals. Now, and this is a common thing, is the Bulls had no answer for Olajuwon. Again, it's all hypothetical, but according to Brooks, he don't think that it would have beat him in 94. And then he goes on to say, now the next year, it could have been a different story. But the 94 team dream was like destiny. It was locked in. I've never seen a guy up close every fourth quarter. I don't even think he missed a shot, let alone make a mistake. He had both ends covered. Now, during that season, Olajuwon averaged 27.3 points, 11.9 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and 3.7 blocks, while he shot 52.8 from the field and 71.6 from the free throw line. Pretty impressive for a big man. Now, while they never faced each other in the finals, it would have been something that would have been great to see. Now, Jordan did come back in the 94-95 season, but remember, they lost to the Orlando Magic, which was led by Shaq, Penny Hardaway, Byron Scott, and the likes of that. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the same team that the Rockets ended up sweeping. So just throw that little bit of a nugget out there. Now, actually going to share some with y'all as far as Olajuwon's perspective on the championship. Get some audio here. Actually, that's not it. So, anyways, if I'm gonna get it up here, so we're gonna go into Olajuwon on what it was to him as far as the absence of Jordan. Now, he feel like he still would have did his thing, and we're going to try this. We want to see if the third time is a charm. There we go. Third time's a charm.
When he talked to the fans and the people that don't understand the game, they would talk like maybe Michael was not there. But you have to isolate every situation as what it is. You know, I wouldn't got Jordan. You know, Jordan was a guard, I'm a forward, so it's a different matchup. You know, but at the same time, the year after, they didn't give Orlando credit. Michael was there. They beat them. And Michael had a great series against New York in the first round. They lost in the second round to Orlando. That Orlando team they have Shaq, Penny, but there was a depth. That team was very, very deep and very strong. They beat Chicago, but unfortunately, they don't give them any credit. But that was not true. So in that line, it was there. But we didn't play them in finals, but they lost. So they make it seem like, oh, he retired for 2 years, and that 2 years we won. Like he wasn't there. It was there the second year. They lost. And for Michael, you have to give him a lot of credit. He came back stronger. And that's what, when you lost, you lose something. If you're a true champion, you build more strong, he came back stronger.
So, according to Olajuwon, he did his thing. We're gonna take a quick commercial break here.
What's up, guys? It's Mike Larimore here. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to STWF Media for all of the love and the positivity they've been sending my way recently. We partnered up, you know what I'm saying? I just like the energy the guys bring over there. So any sports talk, you want to talk football, you want to talk baseball, they might even talk bowling if you're interested. Boxing, whatever your thing is, man, go check them out. There's a lot of great coverage over there. Again, it's nothing but positive energy from these guys. Go check them out. Peace.
So I apologize for the technical difficulties, but we're going to keep pushing through this, folks. So, got a little bit of perspective on Olajuwon, what he meant to the team. Jordan, everybody knows obviously what he meant to his team. And one last thing we got here before we get ready to come to an ultimate conclusion. Just a little bit of a highlight of my man handling his business. Just so y'all know who he is, what he did, for those not familiar with him. Olajuwon. Jordan's still going to be my dude, but Olajuwon is the man.
Paxson right side of the move. Swings it outside to Curitan into Jordan. Michael in deep. Scoop pass tipped out of bounds by Houston. The Bulls get the ball with 13 to shoot. Field. Paxson turning in the dribble. In from the left side. Kicks to Jordan in the left corner. Michael in the move against McRae. In from the left. Lays it high. Blocked inside. Olajuwon. No goals. Pax works into the left corner. Jordan has it left to the circle. Michael in from the left side. Lays it up. Blocked. No goals in. Houston away with another. Oakley left baseline. Underneath pass to Jordan. Michael in deep. Got fouled. No call. Houston away with.
So Olajuwon was a man down in the paint. I'm still going to stand by my hardcore belief that, if they had been there and they actually had met, and another little nugget is during the Bulls three-peat, they went 1-5 against the Rockets during that time frame. So last little nugget I'm going to share with everybody before we get up out of here is somebody that actually played with Olajuwon and played against Jordan, Big Shot Bob, and what he thought about the whole thing.
Can you explain to folks who might not again, be some of the young folks. What made Dream so special?
So, first of all, do everybody know who Hakeem Olajuwon is? Hakeem Olajuwon you should know how good he is when LeBron, Kobe, all these guys go to him for advice and on how to do his footwork. You know, this guy's footwork was some of the most amazing footwork you will ever see. But his tenacity in the gym, I mean, like, you think he was mad during the game. He was even madder during practice if the guys wasn't practicing hard, or he felt like we weren't putting forth the maximum effort. And that's what you want out of guys. You just want to come to practice and play hard, because if you go really, really hard in practice, sometimes it's easier in the game, because in practice, you don't have timeouts. In the game, you have timeouts, you have TV timeouts, but it goes to show you how great this guy was. You know, Hakeem Olajuwon is Muslim. And so during Ramadan, he's not allowed to drink or eat anything. So we had a noon game. And so you can't eat or drink anything until sundown. This guy still puts up 40 points, doesn't drink any water, doesn't have a meal before the game to get himself right. That lets you know how amazing it's good. And if you ask Michael Jordan what one guy he ever feared, it was Hakeem Olajuwon. He used to call us, I'm scared of the big African, because he's from Nigeria. That's what he used to say, because, you know, and the people out who are Chicago Bulls fans, I know this question comes up a lot. They always wonder, those 2 championships we won in Houston, we would have won them with Michael Jordan would have been playing. The answer to that question is yes, because they couldn't stop Olajuwon. We might not be able to stop Jordan, but they couldn't stop Olajuwon. We did have a guy that could kind of slow Jordan down, and Vernon Maxwell. So before that question ever pops up, yes, we'd have won 2 championships if Jordan would have played.
Vernon was a pretty intense.
Yeah, very intense
guy. The other part of Hakeem was so remarkable, of course, was I always thought I was lucky.
So you heard that from Horry. Hey, we appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. We're going to get it figured out. But until then, check in with us. You know how we do it here. Sports Talk with Friends. Love y'all. Appreciate you. And keep doing your thing. Peace.